So, hello. Today I'm working on a kind of a special project. As you might recognize, this is a Masada. To be exact, PTS Masada. And we are going to dive into the gearbox and I'll show what you need to modify to install a gate Titan. Obviously, this unit is, well, it has seen some life, the wires are bad, and I'm just modifying the gearbox and doing a test fit. I won't be shooting this gun because I don't have any other internals. I have my personal Masada next to me, so I can show with that it actually works. But the first thing I like to do, for the sake of installing everything later easier, the gears here I like to mark. Now it's on semi, and when you turn it to safe, it goes to safe, and the other way. But getting the gear to correct position is kinda hard, so I like to draw a mark so I can just line it up when installing. So that is up, and it's that bit. So just like that. Small mark to know where is the center of everything. And now we are just going to tear everything apart. The Masada platform is really cool, I like it, but the problem mainly is that I think the gearbox is originally made by Star or Ares or something, not completely sure, but as you might see in a second, the trigger mechanism is a micro switch one and completely proprietary to this platform. So installing the Titan takes some quite heavy modifications. After doing these modifications, you won't be able to go back because it involves removing the support bars and making holes and threads and everything. So if you ever do this and fuck it up, I'm not responsible for it, of course. This is just the way I have found to work. Well, actually I've done this only once, to be honest. But it's kinda straightforward, to be honest. And if you want to upgrade any other internals on the said gun, it is pretty much all basic V2 components. Of course the nozzle, it's like 30 plus millimeters or so. But yeah, here we go. Everything is proprietary. So we are going to take them out. What the hell? Why did I do that? There we go. Even the cutoff is proprietary. But yeah. Now that we start from here, you can obviously see that these bars, they need to go. These all need to go flat. And if I remember correctly from my first time doing this, you need to also, yeah, there is no hole for the screw, so that needs to be done. And how is the upper half looking? It's looking pretty good. There is a couple of little spots need to be done, so I'll start with this. I'll Dremel everything off and get back to you. As you can see, we are making progress. The upper board fits just fine now, not much to that. But the lower board, it still needs some work. Yeah. Time to put a new disc and keep on going. That part is partially gone, so the next fitment check. Okay, those are gone now. One more check now. Okay, actually, yeah, the whole long square bar needs to be gone. Yep. So these parts are pretty clean now, smooth almost. I need to take a sanding disc or a diamond bit and make sure they don't have sharp edges. And this is the last part to remove. So, only to be finished. They are sitting pretty flat now. But if you have ever worked with Titans, you know, this isn't good. There needs to be space for the sensors and all the components. So basically, what I have to do now is to cut a hole pretty much here, so that the sensors and everything will go there and mount it the gearbox shell. So I'll get doing that now, and I'll get back to you later when I'm through it. Actually, before cutting any holes, take the unit and put it pretty much where it should sit, and a small punch, and mark the gearbox shell where you would have the mounting screw hole, so that when you are making this hole you can easily measure it, because the components are there. So mark the spot for the screw and make sure you don't cut it out, because if you cut the mounting screw area out, that's a bad thing. But yeah, back to cutting. Okay, so here is hole. As you can see, it is a very crude one, but it is just to see. Let's put it there where it should sit. And it is somewhat near, but the front needs to go a bit further and a bit wider up here. So keep on doing this testing to see how everything is sitting until you are sure everything sits fine. So just a bit more trembling and this part should be done. Okay, so basically now the fire selector sensors, they can see the outside world. None of the components right here is touching the shell, neither here. So basically one of the last things to do, unit is sitting there. So there is the, so line up the unit by the curvature of the bearing and make sure the hole you punched or the mark is as good as it gets. After that, basically just get your drill and drill a hole. I'm going to do 2.5 millimeters, and actually I'll start with 2 millimeters. So there is the mark, X marks the spot. There, a 2 millimeter hole. And one more check with the unit. The hole is at the correct position. Great. And next part you are going to need is a this is awful. I own the smallest tap I know is M3. So that changes the plan a bit. So time to get the 2.5 millimeter drill, bore out the hole to 2.5 millimeters, and just simply make a M3 thread for it. Is that? That looks big. What? Yeah, it's 2.5. Okay, let's go. So if you have M2.5 thread tap, you could use it, but I'm forced to use the 3 millimeter thread because it is the smallest I have, and just easy does it actually. And make sure if you have a repeater set that you are using the right hand thread. It would be kinda awful to make a thread going wrong way. So it is true now, as you can see. And now that we can check, yep, the unit sits, the hole is in correct place. And before I'm going to screw the unit to place, I'm going to clean up every single corner, everything that there is nothing sharp that can hurt the unit. So I'll clean up that, and then I'll quickly rinse the gearbox so that there is no more dust, and then I'm going to work on the fire selector. Okay, as you can see, the unit is sitting well, the screw is in, and the trigger you'll be using will be a basic B2 trigger. I think all these B triggers should work, and the unit has to be front wired one because, well, Masada has the battery compartment at the front, but this one is a rear wired one, and like I said, I won't be shooting this one, so I'll just route the wires out so I can plug in the battery and Bluetooth link for programming and showing it works. But now I'll put in a sector gear, the upper port, and close the shell, because now we can check that the gear sensors work, that the trigger works, and that'll basically be it. I can't remember how to route the wires because they aren't internal, they need to come out. Like one wire goes here, one wire goes on the other side at the same spot, so you might need to Dremel a bit of space around here. Snip that small section of the selector plate because it would manually lock the trigger, but it can be used now because the part of the Titan is covering part of the hole, so that has to go. And there it went, far away. The screw I used is a bit long, but it shouldn't be a problem. All I need to get... it is a problem. Like I said, I've done this once, but it was 4 or so years ago. So remembering every small detail is kinda hard, so I'm learning as we go here as well. I think that should be enough space for the screw not to interfere with the plate anymore. It was close, but too far. Yeah, as you can see, now it drops in. And the next thing, the selector gears. Everything is so dusty right now. And this is the reason I wanted to draw that line. So semi is at that spot, and you need to go to C the middle sensor is about here. Okay, I can see the line. So when you are going to the full auto, you are pulling the plate this way, and when you are going to safe, you are pulling the plate this way. So now I need to install the sticker, because the stock plate is all black, and with the sticker it should recognize everything just fine. So a quick editor's note. I was editing the video and I realized that I forgot to show how to install this sticker. I shot the video back in July 2023 and now it's already February 2024, so you may understand that I don't have the gun anymore, because it's been already half a year. I sent it back to owner back in August, and I'm sorry for being lazy, but I couldn't be bothered to take my own gun out now and pull it apart. So I'm going to use this normal V2 with normal V2 Titan. So this works totally the same as the Masada, because it's the same MOSFET. You can see these three sensors right here for the fire selector, and this is a basic selector plate with sticker installed as per manual. So as you would know, this would be safe, and you can see on the phone screen that it is safe. At the moment the first sensor gets covered here, it goes to semi, and when the second sensor gets covered, it goes to full auto there. So I don't know why there is the third sensor, because apparently it isn't needed. But remember the stripe on the Masada gearbox on everything where it's on the semi. So you need to install this sticker so that you put everything on semi. The stripe that was around here, on top and here, so line them up and you are on semi. And you'll just need to install this sticker so that in that position where the lines match up, the first sensor gets covered. And when that's done, when the plate goes back, it goes to full auto, or move forward, it goes to safe. So yeah, that's what you have to do for this sticker. I thought I took a video of me putting it on, showing it on, but apparently I didn't. So this will have to suffice. I installed the sticker, and as you can see in the middle, this isn't calibrated yet. So turning the wheel forward, which pulls the plate back, it goes to auto, and the other way it goes to semi. No, not semi, to safe. Semi, auto. And then the trigger. Okay, there is something wrong with that. I think some wire might be covering the trigger for some reason. I think general, yeah, I've got the sector gear in. As you can see, it is recognizing when the gear passes. And now I'll install the gearbox to receiver and check that the selector works even then. Yeah, the gearbox is in the receiver, and as you can see,
Even with the 135-degree selector that the Masada has, the selector is working flawlessly. And let's disconnect that battery. Let's take the other Masada out, which is my personal gun. Gotta admit, I haven't touched this one in ages. I hope it works. It worked the last time I tried it. So yep, that's not normal. So, safety, of course. I don't even know my setting. I plugged in the Gate Blue Link, and well, I had the firmware 3.0 or something, and current ones are 4 point something, so it was ancient, it didn't have brushless mode or anything. So I updated the Titan, I cleaned the gears, they had drawn some dirt all over. There was some random piece of spring laying around, so yeah, it needed some cleaning. And I had made a stupid mistake. I had forgotten to Loctite the screw that holds the unit. So the unit was crooked and couldn't detect the selector gear. But right now, safety works. Shimming isn't the best, sorry for your ears, but it's feasible now. I need to play with this in a couple of days and I don't have any more time to fix it. Semi works, full auto, and going back. Everything works as intended. So yeah. And to prove that this isn't here for fun, you can hear toot 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 now. So yeah, it is a PTS Masada with Gate Titan. It is possible to do, it is tedious to do, especially the selector fine-tuning, but it is possible. It is possible to get the cycle detection to work, to get the selector work, to get the everything work. As you can see, it's a complete package, it's working. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and if you have any ideas for upcoming videos, please let me know.